And in lesson 2 today, we are going to do basically something to get you started and playing for people that are just starting. We're going to do the easiest thing that you can possibly do to start playing, and that is, well, rock and roll's favorite friend, the power chord. That's right, kids, the power chord, the friend of heavy metal, punk rock, anything classic rock. If you're playing rock and roll of any type, power chord is going to be your best friend. They're versatile. They're done everywhere on the neck, up and down the scale. They apply to just about everything. And all of your favorite songs are definitely comprised of power chords. So we're going to cover those first, and we're going to see if we can start just getting to play simple things. I'm going to use lots of examples, say, from punk rock, classic 80s punk mostly, just to get you guys, once again, playing. Last time we taught you your pick techniques, we taught you your parts of your guitars, gave you a couple chords that you could check out. So between that and what we're going to show you today, should get you, again, starting off at least playing. Because the worst part I remember from when I was learning how to play is that wait to actually be able to play something on your guitar. I tried to teach myself very, very classical, straight, normal methods of doing things, which is very boring. So try and get over that obstacle today, and we're going to teach you those things. So, power chords, most classic and simple. Again, I'm not going to do notes or anything like that. I'm just going to tell you where to put your fingers. We'll cover notes and stuff as we go on and tell you what you're actually playing. But we're going to tell you about your positioning today and getting you to know just the basics. Again, if I mess anything up, I'm sorry. This will be a first experience. This video is streaming live. You guys can find it later on my YouTube page. Yeah, so let's give this a go. Once again, we're going to introduce you to the mighty power chord today, kids. One of the most basic and common a variety of your power chords, and you're going to find it is the one that comprises most of your favorite songs, is very, very simple. You're going to take your index finger, you're going to stretch it clear across the board to contact your E string. We're going to start this one on the 3rd fret. So it's going to be your E, barred over, like so. Skipping 1 fret, taking either your ring finger, middle finger, however you feel comfortable stretching. You're going to place that on your A string, or your 2nd string, and you're going to be doing that in the 5th fret. It's going to bar across the rest of your strings. Depressing both of those and strumming the first 3 strings. And ta-da, you have produced yourself a power chord. This chord can be used anywhere on the board as long as you're keeping that formation of the space of a fret and the skipping of a string. So you can bring that up where your E is on 5, A is on 7, and give it a strum. Like I said, anywhere on the board, this is going to work. No matter where you're sticking, as long as you keep that formula of the fret in between and the jump in the string, it's going to work everywhere. So I want you guys to try and do this time around. For most of you guys, again, that are going to be watching this on YouTube, but it is streaming live, so I'm seeing some people's some comments here. Derek plays Sabbath. Sabbath actually is your perfect example for the power chord. All of Black Sabbath comprised of power chords. power chords. But yes, we can play some Sabbath later. I can use that as an example later. But again, getting back to where you are on the power chord, this will work anywhere. And your best bet to try and get this going, and just to give yourself a little bit of practice, try from 3 and 5, and move it up to 5 and 7. No free word, Gary. No free word. Yeah, Rob, I got a quarter for you for the bus. So, these are your general starts to your power chords. Get you playing something simple. Do like your standard classic-y punk riff. Starting out with your E string on 5, A on 7. Bring it up to 7/9. Drop down 3/5. Bring it back up to 5/7. And that is going to be getting you to play your first actual riff playing with your power chords. And again, that is from 5/7 to 7/9 to 3/5. Back up to 5/7. Yeah, Rob, it really, really was. So there, you have your first full punk riff that you can practice at. And like I said, it gets you playing. Now, what you guys can do at home is take that structure I've shown you, try playing around with it on the board. Try placing it in different spots. Because like I said, it will work anywhere that you can use on this fretboard. Coming all the way up to the tops, all the way down to the bottom. So use that to play around, and you can start writing your own stuff. Another common one, which I want to show you guys today, which is real simple. Again, we're keeping with the simple stuff because, well, we're live, so I don't want to screw up. But I still want to provide you guys an adequate lesson that will teach you just some stuff that you can do, once again, to start playing. There, that's all the Sabbath you get. All right, let's start another common power chord that once again will work anywhere on the board. It is the most versatile formula for it, and again will work up and down. You're going to start similar to the other one. Well, you're going to start on your A. So your index is going to stretch across the board onto your A. Your ring finger is going to come across the board and hit your D 1 fret apart. So just like the other one. Do that. And that's going to produce your higher scales. As you can see, that can be played anywhere up and down the board. To get you again, giving you something simple, you can combine the two sets of formula for power chords, just like I've shown you, to again form simple riffs or basically any type of rock and roll depending on the complexity and how much you want to add in. But from things simple, where you start out on your E, on 5 and 7, then you move it to your A, 3 and 5, A, 5 and 7, back down to E, 5 and 7. Now, as you can hear what I'm depressing here, this would be your standard E power chord. And this one is done, and it is most of the time when you need something, your E string bass open, keep everything going, and you're going to take A and D and depress them together on the 2nd fret. And you're going to strum the first 3 strings. Change it to the major power chord. We're going to come into 3 and 5 on your E and A. Back down to A and D on the 2nd. Back up to 3-5. Three-5 on A. Back down to A and D on 2. Now that's taking the power chords that I just showed you and the formations that I just showed you to make just your simple bass line riffs. You can do that, again, with these power chords up and down the board, combining with your bass for your E. And you can write yourself a rock and roll song in about 5 seconds. All you need is a little bit of attention span and sense of rhythm. So, let's adjust cameras over here. Those are your basics. You can also take that same 1-finger power chord depression and you can start it on your D, G, and hold those 2 down in your 2nd fret. And you get your open A. Down to E, which was the A and D string on 2. And that, again, some more power chord progressions for you today. So once again, we just went over the simple, and these are just your bass ones. Another set that you can do is if you want to take your guitar and you want to do what is commonly known as drop D tuning, where you're just going to drop your E string. I think it's what, a quarter or half step down. Someone will answer me on that. But you're going to drop your E string down to tune to D. And that'll give you the notorious 1-finger power chords, which will work up and down everywhere. They're super fun to do heavy metal. We're probably actually going to take the next video, and we're going to do lesson 3, and we're going to cover those. So we're going to spend a couple lessons doing the power chords and just that type of fun stuff. Just because, again, I want to get you guys playing, because one of the worst things when you are learning to play is not being able to get up and be like, okay, I can play something. It's that having to just learn one chord, strum it over and over and over again. And that's boring and repetitious. And most people look at it and be like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. And that's the end of that. So, again, today, we discussed simple power chords. Now, using those 2 formulas, again, you can use them anywhere on the board. Most stereotypically punk. Very, very rock and roll. A lot of heavy metal. It's just simple progressions using that formula up and down your board. As long as, once again, for the lower chord, you're barring across from the E string, straight across, depressing usually E, A, D, and if you can push it down, G. Skipping one fret, starting up on your A string, which is your next string in, you're going to bar off the remaining. And that is, again, giving you your power chord, which is used anywhere on the board. For right now, you guys, I want you to work on just doing simple progressions. Again, the one I'm going to give you for today, we're going to be starting off with your E on 5, moving it to 7, down to 3, back to 5. And you're going to do it in the most repetitious pattern that you can do. Try doing 3s or 4s, depends on what you're going for, but just a simple exercise for you just to get you guys moving around on power chords. I'm going to go with the classic punk because it is so simplistic and it's fun in nature. So we're going to do that. So that's the progression I want you guys just to work on for that. And using the second formula that I told you for your higher chords, where you're going to be starting out with the A beginning to be depressed, crossed, moving up to the D, one fret space apart. You want to try that same pattern, and that same riff just on the higher ones. Going from 3 to 7. I'm sorry, from 5 to 7, 3, back to 5. Alright, so take those two sets and those two particular progressions and use that knowledge which I've just taught you, practice with those, get yourself used to moving between, and then if you're getting inventive and you find that you've got yourself down, you're able to grip everything correctly and your chords are sounding off properly, at that point feel free to experiment around. Or even if you want to do some more complicated stuff, go on to Ultimate Guitar tabs. Find some of your stuff there. Find some of your songs, because now you know those power chords. When it says 3-5, you'll know it's talking about on your E, 3, on your A5. Now you know what it's talking about, and you can start learning some stuff. And again, I suggest go for the simplistic stuff first. Don't jump in and be like, hey, I'm going to play some Tony Iommi today. I learned a power chord or two. experiment. Fine, sure. But if you're going to start learning something, learn something simple. Go for the Ramones. Do something like, I don't know, like I Don't Care by the Ramones. Very, very simple. Starting out on 5. Simple. And again, just using one power chord up and down the board to make an entire song. So there you go, kids. There is your general introduction to the power chord. Take it home, take it to practice, and start jamming out. And we will catch you next time. Next lesson that we are going to do is we're going to cover drop tunings. And we're going to start with the classic writing of heavy metal in there, using one finger power chord. Probably also going to start in working on some scales, just so you now that you have learned your power chords, you want to add in your solos to stuff. And we're going to teach you those next time too. So tune in next time. We're hopefully going to do this. Try and make this an every Sunday thing. If I decide to do it earlier, guys, I will let you know on Facebook. I will put the notice up on the YouTube page and I'll let you know what time we're going to go. I think we're going to continue with the live streaming because I think it's kind of cool. It also gives me a chance, if you guys have any questions, to ask them here, and I can see them and I can answer you right on the spot. Don't forget, when you go to the YouTube page, to smash the like and subscribe, and tell your friends to watch. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, and we'll see you next Sunday.